Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. When we last left off, we were here at the little traveler encampment here in the road just between the Barrow Downs and the Old Forest. Group of travelers that have gotten in here and gotten themselves kind of lost and a little bit trapped with injuries and that sort of thing, and not anticipating just how dangerous the Barrow Downs have become these days. Still a couple of quests to do here. There's the Treasures of Cardolan that Tobold has over here, and I think Sal is the one with the Fled to the South. And that is what we are going to look for. We are going to head to Dead Man's Perch and try and find the other people. She had told us that some of the guides took part of the party and decided to head to Dead Man's Perch. So that is what we are going to do this morning. I am going to mount my newly gained chestnut horse. And we are going to take off and ride across the barrows here. I am hoping everyone had a good Easter yesterday. I spent most of mine asleep. I worked Saturday night, so by the time I got home and got relaxed and slept for a bit and got up, it was already 5 in the afternoon, so I didn't get to do too terribly much. But it was okay. Sometimes it's just nice to relax and not have to worry and think about things, you know? Although I did miss going and seeing my niece and nephews. Wish I had gotten to go and see them yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning and get to go Easter egg hunting with them. But hopefully I'm got another night at work coming up, and then I've got a few days off. So I'm hoping that I will be able to go and visit them during that time. And just have a good time, you know? Let's see if we can continue on down. We are just about at the line in between the North Downs and the South Downs here. Dead Man's Perch should be just on behind over this hill and to the left, I do believe. For some reason I was thinking Dead Man's Perch was in the North Downs, but that's not what they're saying now. They're saying it's the South Downs. But I know it's not deep in here. It's not very far. It should be very close by. And everything just got tougher. You notice that Bile Barghest there is now, or the stone grip, he's yellow instead of the blue color that they've been. Now, is this a way down that you can get in and out? It's kind of looking like it, isn't it? Oh, maybe? No? Okay, I don't think you could make it back up that. I'm not thinking that you can make it back up this. I'm not sure. I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to ride all the way back around to get back into the entrance. As far as I know, the way we first came in, the path that comes up from the Great East Road, and then there's a barrow that you can travel back and forth over on this side. Like you can travel back and forth between the southern Barrow Downs and the northern Barrow Downs. I mean, the southern Barrow Downs and Breland. And I think those are the only two ways in and out. If they've added a way where you can just ride back and forth through the barrows, I will be extremely disappointed. These tainted field rats. Are we getting anywhere near the dead man's perch? Anywhere at all? Now, am I going to be correct? Was it on the north? No. Alright, that must be it right there. We must still not be quite deep enough into the ruins here. Although I'm thinking that should have been it. Now, we are getting into areas where we're getting yellow whites too. They would be a little bit tougher for me, I believe. So I definitely don't want to attract their attention. Not while I'm on the horse and don't have my... Sitting on the horse and don't have my pets available to help distract them. Now I'm hoping this doesn't mean that they've moved things all over the place. I knew they... In that last episode with those 3 barrows that have been moved, that used to be in a different location and have been moved. See, this is Gorthad here. That is not Dead Man's Perch at all. And it was supposed to be right over here on the side. I'm thinking this is the barrow that you can get in and out of the Brelands from. It's the kind of the shortcut barrow that takes you back and forth. Let's move right up here for a second. And let's pull up what the actual quest says. Deadman Perch lies between the northern and southern Barrow Downs. So maybe we have actually gone too far into the south. That might be it. I might be remembering it being a lot further south than it actually was. So let's see if we can get back over this way and just get on the boundary between the two. And see if that won't do the trick. Boy, it is foggy out there. But strangely enough, not incredibly foggy in here. It's one of the weird things about the Barrows. It's just like the fact that the Barrow Downs get a lot easier to see at nighttime. It seems like the fog kind of lifts at night. And they're a little bit easier to see around and see where you're going. And then at night, and then during the daytime, this fog comes back again. I'm wondering if that is a... See, here we go. In between... Dead Man's Perch is in between the northern and southern Barrows. So is it right up here? Yeah, that is definitely too steep a climb for us. Let's see if it's around the corner here. Is that the perch right down here? Instructions not unclear. Would not do again. 3 out of 10. There's my Yelp review. Yeah, I think we found the perch here. I see some, like a campfire or something. We see some people moving around. Completed the Barrow Downs, Dead Man's Perch. Oh, wow. So that tells us we've completed a deed here. Let's take a look and see what kind of deed we finished. I didn't even know we were that far along with the locations of the maybe North Barrows. The Barrow Downs, 5 of 5. The Barrow Downs are southwest of Breetown. For many generations, the Dunedain of Cardolan buried their dead within the downs until the Great Plague destroyed the last vestiges of Cardolan, and spirits from Angmar claimed the Barrows. Now only the most brave, or most foolhardy, dare venture therein. The path from the Great East Road into the Barrow Downs passes through the white-haunted northern Barrows. We did the dead spire. The stone pillar stands amid the barrows, pointing skyward like a warning finger. Even in the heat of the day, the stone of the dead spire is cold and casts no shadow. Find Dead Man's Perch. Find the Great Barrow, Ongthrogroth. The Great Barrow is the oldest and deepest of the ancient barrows of the Edain, the first builders of the barrows. And Ostgorthad. Okay, so that was that one over there. Now fallen into decay, Ostgorthad once stood proudly as the last bastion of the Dunedain of Cardolan against the ravages of Angmar. So we still need, I know we still need to do a travelogue for that one, obviously, since we just found it. And we've got Dead Man's Perch here, so we will quickly do a travelogue for Dead Man's Perch. And then I will rejoin you, and we will discuss things with all the traveling vendors and Miss Wheatley and all here. So let's get this out of the way. The Dead Man's Perch. This bluff overlooks the town of Bree. Some Bree float claim to have seen the dead walking upon the ridge. And we are back to it. Let's come on down here and talk to some of these folks. Wish I'd heard from my boys. They've been gone too long. We need to find a way to get her out of here. She looks terrible. There, Mrs. Wheatley. We'll find them and get you all home. Another wonderful example of the little stories that go on in the background with the NPCs wandering about. Let's come over here and talk to Edith Sweetrose. Search the Dead Man's Perch for the other guides. Well, that's what we're doing. Anything here? This accursed place is terrible.
Greetings.
Fled to the south. The others live. This news fills me with hope. Now we must focus our efforts on helping these folk and seeing that we too can escape from this accursed place. Yay! Completed that one. Let us take a look. She's got several bounty barghest eyes.
Might I take a moment of your time?
And I think the bounties here, I'm pretty sure that they are repeatable ones. Pretty sure. I'm not 100%, but I think they are repeatable for at least a while.
Many believe that the strength of the barghest lay in their howl. While it is true their howls are dangerous, the power of their eyes is equally dangerous. With but a gaze, they have been known to strike a deep fear into their victims that can kill them. I would ask you to seek out barghest and collect their eyes. I will pay you handsomely for this bounty.
So collect 10 barghest eyes. And she has a couple more. Cardolan relics.
Would you do something for me?
The relics of Cardolan can fetch a nifty price from the well-to-do in Breetown. Since we are here, I thought I might offer you a little deal. If you collect these relics over the course of your travels, I will trade you materials that might be of great use to you. Is this acceptable?
Sure. While we're here.
Could I speak with you a moment?
White skulls.
It is not unusual that we are in such a position. We have come here before, with no danger present save the rats, crawlers, or the occasional barghest. This, however, is most peculiar. I am certain that the people of Breeling can benefit from the removal of these terrifying foes, these wights, so I offer you something of a bounty for their defeat. Defeat the walking dead here and return their skulls to me. I will reward you well for these endeavors.
Okay, very good. That takes care of her. Now, let's talk to Miss Wheatley about her boys. Hello, ma'am.
I don't know if you can help me.
Addie's missing sons.
Oh, what a fine, strong person you are. You remind me of my own poor sons. They've been gone for some time now, and I've heard nary a word from them. You see, it started with my son Malin. He was sure there were treasures out in the Barrow Downs for the taking, and left seeking his fortune. After a few days passed and he didn't come back, I sent his brother Amlach out after him, and I've not heard from him either. Now I've ventured here with these others after my sons. Amlach said he'd camp at the Dead Man's Perch on the eastern cliffs, but he was not here when we arrived. The others here think he's gone further south. Can you go and look for him?
Yes, ma'am, I can. I'm not going to promise
I'm sorry. Did you
good
need something?
results.
I simply must know what happened to my sons. My guides say that there are some grey ruins in the south, sometimes mistaken for the dead man's Perch. Perhaps my son Amlak is there. Please hurry.
I will, ma'am. Hello, Bob. We got a problem. Can you help me solve it? At the forest edge. I can't believe anyone will want to come to this place.
Stay a moment.
At the edge of the old forest, south through the Barrow Downs, there are many bears suffering from a terrible plague. The only way I can see to save them from their agony is to destroy them and ensure they do not spread this plague into the remainder of the old forest. You will find the bears and the plague carriers deep to the south, where the walls of the old forest meet the Barrow Downs. Destroy the bears and then destroy the diseased crawlers infesting them. You may find some of the disease-crawling crawlers out of their host as well. Defeat 8 angry bears and 24 large barrow crawlers. From death comes life.
Would you do something for me?
The corrupted trees must be purged out of the southern Barrow Downs, but they may yet return to the natural fold. To determine this, I would need their seeds. Collect their seeds and return them to me. If they can be saved, I will see that the seeds are brought to a place where they can grow with natural creatures once again. You will find the corrupted trees deep within the southern Barrow Downs, where the walls of the old forest are too thick to pass beyond. So collect 8 seeds from the corrupted trees. Purging the dead.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Ooh, orange level. Looks like we may have to start leveling up again here soon. You've done good work dealing with those old whites, but I'll be honest with you, Gnarlrynae. These are creatures of legend, and this legend runs deeper than these mounds can provide. The Great Barrow, called Orthangroth long ago, has always been a place that few are brave enough to face because of the legends of powerful beings that once dwelt there. With the return of these legendary creatures throughout the Barrow Downs, I can only assume that more have arisen within the Great Barrow. Orthangroth lies toward the southern end of the Barrow Downs. Stout or not, I'd not go it alone if I were you. That Great Barrow is sure to be a bad place. Maybe you should take some friends. Oh, and it's a fellowship quest too, so no, it's fellowship quest and orange. Defeat 25 whites in the Great Barrow. Yeah, I think that one we might have to put off for a little while. Unfortunate harvest. And it's yellow, but a solo. Long have I lived within the bounds of Breland, and my family has long exchanged tales of the people that lived in these lands. We spoke of their relationship with the old forest, and how it was by their hand that the forest began to slide into ruin. It is for these reasons that I find sorrow in these lands, and not fear. Deep to the south, where the eaves of the wood are too strong to penetrate, you will find moving trees who have long since separated from their brethren. These once noble trees are ruined and rotted from within, and I must ask that you destroy them. It is for the good of all that we end them before they become something even more vile than they already are. Defeat corrupted trees in the southern Barrow Downs, 0 of 8. We can do that. Okay, that takes care of the unfortunate harvest. So we have got quite a few adventures to take on next time. Not to mention that, let's see, we got, yeah, Treasures Cardolan. Not to mention that we got quite a few quests to go deeper into the Barrows as well. There's one of the Great Barrows. We've still got a few here for the Northern Barrows. And we've still got the Reputation quest, don't we? Yep. So we have got quite a number of things to do before we are done with the Barrows here. So, let's head on right over here between these two rocks. Let's let the residents of Bree out there. Isn't that a wonderful view of Bree? Isn't that just gorgeous? Ah, and to know that there are people walking around in there right now. You know, there are folks moving around over there, adventurers having their thing, possibly people playing music in front of the prancing pony. Who knows? So there you go, folks. That is where we are going to end it this time around. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. It was a bit abbreviated, I think. Is that the one that I'm looking for? Possibly. Been a few days since I played this, so I'm not sure what my outro is. But we shall think about what we're going to do next. It is the one. Are we going to stay in the northern downs? Yes, yes, yes. Or go further south? No, no, no. So we'll see you next time. We'll have to pull our pets out of hiding. And we will see you then. They've had a nice Easter break here, and it's time they got to back to work again. We'll see you then. Thanks for coming along, and bye-bye.